Hello everyone, it's me again. So I just want to say one thing before we continue with the video. This will be a longer video, might be half an hour, 45 minutes, even to an hour. Because I'll be going over each combo, each card individually, each win condition. Probably not maybe what I think this deck could do against other decks. But so if you guys haven't seen my last video, it was Strict Leveler Storm. It's just a deck idea I had because I was Strict Proctor. But besides that, it's really a Yorion deck. Well, not really Yorion deck. It just allows me to have Yorion, which gives me an extra 20 cards. So instead of 80, well, 60, you get 80 cards to build with in the main board. 20 cards away from Commander. Yes. But this deck is packed full of interaction, counter spells, a few ramp spells, but mainly we can cast Grapeshot. So this is mainly a Storm deck with a Strict Proctor, which allows us to get away counter the activated ability unless its controller pays 2. But personally, buy try to buy a few copies of these while you still can. I just have a feeling this card's gonna go up in price. I think they're about maybe $2-3 on TCG Play right now. But so like I was saying, this deck is one way is Storm. Well, I guess I'll wait to get. This is a really long introduction. Let's just get to the main intro, shall we? Okay, so I guess I'll go over win conditions. Win conditions should appear on the screen about now. But so probably the main one, how we're gonna win a bunch of the games is Storm. With Grapeshot, 1 red. Grapeshot deals 1 damage. Okay, what's so special about 1 damage for 1? Storm. You copy this spell for each spell not each spell you've cast. For each spell cast that turn. So that means, let's say your opponent casts, 5 creature spells, 3 other spells. That's 8 spells right there. Let's say you cast, 4 your 3 ops, just a bunch of spells. Let's say you cast 18 spells and they're at 19 or whatever. You slam Grapeshots down the table because they're all tapped out and they can't respond. You win the game. Or they counter it and you scoop and cry. But that's not the only combo. The other combo is a Leveler and Jace Wielder Mysteries. Leveler says when this enters the battlefield, exile your entire library, which usually is a very bad thing. But if you have Jace Wielder Mysteries on the battlefield, you pretty much win the game when you force yourself to draw a card. Again, all the combos will be on this screen. Then trying to think. Then a Isochron Scepter, Walking Ballista sort of thing. So you pretty much have. So I think I only have 2 mana rocks, which give us infinite mana. So I think I want to switch out a Guillas Herald for a Landward Elves or whatever. But besides that, nothing really much. So in a way, you somehow get a bunch of mana on the field, something that taps for 2 that's not a land. Then you have something else that does produce infinite mana. So Isochron Scepter with Dramatic Reversal imprinted. Imprint that, tap it, pay 2, untap everything because Dramatic Reversal says untap all non-land permanents. And just do that infinite times, cast your Walking Ballista. Can't be countered, but because you have Guillas Herald on the battlefield, which says creature spells cannot be countered. Remember, that says all creature spells, so if there's something better than that, let me know. I will definitely replace it. But also, another card I might add is Dosin Falling Leaf, which says players cannot cast spells on each other's turns, which that shuts down bolts, lightning bolts, storm decks, counters, and all that. But I'm probably going to do some updating after this video. Anyways, so I'm trying to think of any other ways to win besides those. I guess you can always slam face with a leveler, which is a 5/5 for 10. No, a 5 drop for a 10/10. But besides that, I guess we'll get into the creatures now. Okay, so we have 17 creatures minus Urian, well, plus Urian, whatever you want to call Urian. So we have one Walking Ballista. The reason we have one Walking Ballista because that's our win in a way first win, like second, third win condition. Walking Ballista XX. Artifact creature construct. Walking Ballista enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 4. Put a +1/+1 counter on Walking Ballista. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Walking Ballista. It deals 1 damage to any target. So this card by itself is really good in Tron and all that, but in this deck it can be pretty good, especially if you can go infinite. So Walking Ballista is one of our 3 win conditions, pretty much. Maybe 4. Yeah, about 3 or 4. But the card by itself is good. But so for all of those who don't know, XX means, let's say, 4 would equal. So anyway, you would have to put even in this, not odds. Like 7, that won't work. You have to do like 2, 4, 6, 8, and divide that in half, because math. So let's say you put 8 mana towards this, it's a 4/4. If you put 500,000, that's 250,000 +1/+1 counter on it. Then you start, unless they have a card like what's that one white card that stops all counters? Starts with C. Anyways, getting off topic. So our next creature is Guillas Herald, which is 1 green for creatures. It's late. Shut up. Leave me alone. Creature spells can't be countered. Creature elf. 1/1. Nailed it. So the one downside is creature spells can't be countered, which can shut you down. Not really shut you down, but hurt you in a way because you can't use your one lonely Essence Scatters to counter that one creature you need to counter. But besides that, that's really the only reason it's in there, is to really stop control and all that from countering your creatures. So then we have 2 Kroxa Titan of Death's Hunger for Rakdos, which is black and red for a legendary creature, Elder Giant. So when this card enters the battlefield, escape it. Sacrifice it unless you escape it. But it also has, whenever Kroxa enters the battlefield or attacks, each player discards a card. Then each player who can't discard a non-land card loses 3 life. Then escape for double Rakdos and exile 5 other cards. So in a way, with this deck, if you have Strict Proctor, you pretty much counter that ability. Unless you pay 2, of course, you're not going to pay 2, because who doesn't love a 6/6 for 2 with a great ability? Besides that, it doesn't really do anything else. Then we have 3 Snapcaster Mages, which I might lower down to 2 to do whatever. But Snapcaster Mage, 1/1 blue, creature, human, wizard with flash. When you cast, when Snapcaster Mage enters the battlefield, yes, technically, you would have to have like 4 or 5 open just to cast it, or just pay 2, maybe a 4 open, whatever, or just have 2 open. For all those who are really confused right now, I was pretty much talking about if you have Strict Proctor on here. Strict Proctor counters that ability and also pay 2, so you need Snapcaster Mage's ability, well, mana cost plus ability 1 cost plus 2 to negate the effect of Strict Proctor. Now let's get back to the video. Flash in for a blocker or whatever. But when Snapcaster Mage enters the battlefield, target instant or sorcery card gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. So let's say you want to cast a Fatal Push. It'll be 1 blue and a black, whatever. But if you have Strict Proctor, it'd pretty much be 5, because you have to pay 1 blue, a black, and 2 others to negate Strict Proctor's ability. But then for the namesake, Strict in the Strict Leveler deck is a Strict Proctor, 1/1 white creature, human cleric. Flying, whenever a permanent entering the battlefield causes a trigger ability to trigger, counter that ability unless a controller pays 2. Which is pretty nice for us and also pretty harsh for an opponent if they're playing Snapcaster Mage, Stoneforge Mystic, something like that. This is the namesake card, but then we have another 2 of Desecration Demon. 2 for 4, creature demon, flying at the beginning of each combat. Any opponent may sacrifice a creature. If the player does, tap this Desecration Demon and put a +1/+1 counter on it. And you get 6/6. So you get 6/6 for 4, which is pretty nice. Then Leveler, which is also another win condition, 5. When the Leveler enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your library. Yeah, this is a card. So, not much to talk about the creatures here and combos, but this is Leveler, like I think I said in the intro, before the intro. This is a card that's really good with Jace, Wielder Mysteries. Then this deck, I'm not really sure. I guess you could call this a mid-range deck, something like that. But anyways, let's move on to the Planeswalkers. So we have 5 Planeswalkers, 2 Jace, Wielder Mysteries, which say 1 triple blue. If you draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. +1. Target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard, then you get to draw a card. The -8. Draw 7 cards, then if you have no cards in library in it, you win the game. So this is like Leveler, let's say you say Jace, Wielder Mysteries, turn 4, Leveler next turn, draw, you win. But if you can't know your own game plan with Strict Proctor, Crunch Scepter, and all that. Then we have 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is 2 blue, +2, Fate Seal. Look at the top card of target player's library. You may put that card on the bottom of that player's library. So you can either do it to yourself or do it to a player, just to make them salty. Then 0, Brainstorm, draw 3 cards. Then put 2 cards from your hand on top of the library in any order. Then -1, return target creature to its owner's hand. Unsummon pretty much. Then -12, it's very mean. Exile all cards from target player's library. Then the player shuffles his or her hand into their own library. Which is, yeah, it's not the nicest thing to do. Then we have 2 Karn the Great Creators. Activate abilities of your opponents. Can't be activated. Wait, did I say that right? Activate abilities of your opponent's artifacts can't be activated. Anyways, until end of turn, up to 1 target creature, non-creature artifact becomes a artifact creature with power and toughness equal to its converted mana cost. So this plus liquid meta coding, which I don't think is in the sideboard, I might switch out for something else. Pretty much is bye-bye lands for your opponents. That's not the nicest thing. Then again, I guess you could do not Fatal Push, Memnarch, which is another thing, a whole another can of worms. I might build a separate deck for that. Then let's move on to spells. So we have 28 spells. We have 2 Fatal Pushes. So for a black, destroy target creature if it has converted mana cost 2 or less. So this helps to get rid of those pesky, what should we call it? Stone Coil Serpents, those little forges, those little mages, just that snapback things. But yeah, so they cast Snapcaster Mage. You can't activate it. In response, Fatal Push, which destroy that, whatever. But also Revolts, which is a very nice thing. Destroy target creature if its converted mana cost is 4 or less. Instead, if a permanent you control left the battlefield left this turn. So fetch, sacrifice a fetch land. A land that says pay 1 life, go search for whatever. you want, not whatever you want, but whatever. That this would trigger revolts. Then let's talk about Gutshot, which is just a card to ramp up things. So, like I was saying, Gutshot is one Phyrexian red or 2 life. Melee is gonna be 2 life. Gutshot deals 1 damage to the target player or creature. So mainly, if they have a pesky 2/1 or whatever, we would target that. But mainly, we would target our opponents just to do 1 damage to get our storm count up. Nothing much. I mean, it can also be used as a last resort to do whatever. Then we have the OG burn spell Lightning Bolts, which costs you 1 red to deal 3 damage to target player or creature. I thought it was anything. Like, this could target anything. But anyways, so this can also deal lethal damage. I think it was a World 2 or something like that. They killed someone with lightning bolts, which was pretty nice. Then Opt, 1 blue for an instant, scry, draw a card. You know, this helps you to go through your deck, put at the bottom or keep at the top what you need, then draw a card. Then you have Dramatic Reversal, which also helps you win the game. I will be definitely updating this deck sooner or later, probably tomorrow. This video won't come out till Friday tomorrow. Then the update won't probably come out till Monday, because I'm going to try to post Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. For right now, I'm probably going to do deck techs. Imagine commander videos. Those are going to be long to explain. Anyways, a Dramatic Reversal, 1/1 blue, instant, untap all non-land permanents you control. Then Essence Scatter, 1/1 blue, counter target creature spell. The only reason I really have one of these is because of Guilla's Herald. Why do I keep saying Guilla's? Never mind. Then another part of the deck, Grapeshot, 1 red. Grapeshot deals 1 damage to any target. So Storm, like I said, just start playing a bunch of spells and Grapeshot your opponent for lethal. Then negates, 1 blue, counter target non-creature spell. Also, I will probably replace this with Counterspell when Counterspell becomes legal. If you've not heard, I'm pretty sure Counterspell is becoming legal in Modern on June 18th. That's when Modern Horizon comes out. Modern Horizons 2. I'm going to try to get myself a box, but I have other stuff to work on first. But, you know, I'm not going to say don't expect something. I'm just going to say not to expect something. Expect something, but don't expect anything at the exact same time. Pyretic Ritual, 1 red, add 3 red to your mana pool, which is pretty nice. I actually might get rid of Rampant Growth, which is 1 green sorcery. Search your library for a basic land, put it into your battlefield and tapped and shuffle your library. Pretty sure I'm going to get rid of it because I don't really think I need it. So Force of Negation, it's pretty much the modern legal Force of Will. Force of Negation, 1 double blue, instant. If it's not your turn, you may exile a blue card from your hand rather than paying this spell's converted mana cost. Counter target creature spell. If that spell was countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Which is pretty nice. Again, search tomorrow. I might just get rid of this too. My first idea of this deck was, you know, ramp. Storm off. Play big spells. Make things not happen with a Strict Proctor. But that's not really happening right now because I can't really do anything else. My printer's not working, so I can't print out things. But test it and all that. But our last card for the spells are Pass and Flame, which is 3, 1 red. Each instant sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until that turn. The flashback cost is equal to their mana cost. Then 5 and 1 for flashback itself and do it all over again. Then pretty much you would cast. So you would pretty much cast 2 Pyretic Rituals. Cast that, tap some mana, cast a Pyretic Ritual, exile it, gut shot someone for 2 life, to do damage and just start storming off from there. I'm probably going to get rid of Rampant Growth, Rampant Growth, and search for tomorrow for some other rituals effects, something like that. But right now, I think that's all the spells. I'm trying to think. There's nothing really to go combo-y about except Grapeshot. If somehow you can literally cast all your spells, that's minus the 3 Grapeshots. So it's 25, cast Grapeshot. That's like almost 80 damage right there, which is pretty nice. Minus the passing flames, but somehow if you get infinite mana, start storming off. Holy crap, that's a lot of damage. But anyways, let's move on to the artifacts. So we have 6 artifacts so far in the deck list. We have 2 Mishra Baubles, which is a 0-drop. Tap and sacrifice Mishra's Bauble. Look at the top card of the target player's library and draw a card at the beginning of your next turn's upkeep. So this card can come in handy if you don't want, let's say you want to fetch, go get a basic land or whatever, shock land, but you don't really know what's on the top of your library. So you probably want to say sack, tap, sack this, go look at my top card. Don't like it, you want to shuffle, sack, fetch land, shuffle, go search for a land, play it, then shuffle up your library. Then next upkeep, draw a card. But our next combo piece is Isochron Scepter, which is 2 imprints. When Isochron Scepter comes in the battlefield, you may remove a instant card with converting cost 2 or less in your hand from the game. Pretty much you imprint Dramatic Reversal on this, then you pay 2. You may copy the imprinted card, imprinted instant card, and play the copy without casting mana cost. So casting and playing, again, you're not casting, so it can't be countered. Playing is a whole different keyword. Again, I'll probably do a video on keywords and all that. But our only mana rock, which I don't understand why I don't have more of these, is Hedron Archive. 4, add 2, pay 2, sacrifice Hedron Archive, draw 2 cards. Again, I should probably add a few other, like Elvish Mystic and all that. But besides that, this deck is still in its early stages of development. I know I'm definitely keeping Yorion as a companion by changing up the spells and all that a little bit. But anyways, let's move on to the... I guess I'll throw in the enchantments again in this. Another winning condition, it's Aria of Flames. 3, 1 red for enchantment. When Aria of Flames enters the battlefield, each opponent gains 10 life. With a Strict Proctor on the battlefield, no they don't. They gain nothing. Whenever you cast the instant sorcery, put a verse counter on Aria of Flames. Then, it deals damage equal to the number of verse counters on it to target player or planeswalker. Again, just start playing a bunch of spells, this gains a bunch of counters, so on and so forth to win the game. So now let's move on to lands, which lands are always the most expensive part of a deck. So, we have 2 Blood Crypts, 2 Breeding Pools, 1 Forest, 2 Hallowed Fountains, one basic is land, 2 Misty Rainforests, 2 Overgrown Tombs, 1 Plains, 1 Polluted Delta, 2 Scalding Tarns, 2 Garden Temples, 1 Verdant Catacombs, and 2 Watery Graves. So again, lands will always be expensive for whatever deck you want to do, unless it's not if it's just running basic lands. But most modern decks that are more than 1 color have some type of fetch land, shock land, something like that. But I guess I'm really happy because they're reprinting the enemy fetch lands in Modern Horizon 2, which I hopefully I can get a box. Not sure how I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure what my income's gonna be like because of COVID and all that. But besides that, let's move on to the sideboard. Okay, so we have 14, technically 15 sideboard cards, but 14 plus our companion. So we have 2 Tormod's Crypts, which is 0 drop. Says tap it, sacrifice it, exile all cards from target player's library. which helps in graveyard shenanigans like Dredge, Living End, Living Death, something like that. And Walking Ballista, 2 more, so we can fetch up with Creator's ability. A random Path Exile, a random Thought Seize. A Hushbringer just to shut down all enter the battlefield effects like Thought Knot Seer against Snapcaster Mage, Stoneforge Mystic, stuff like that. Then we have 2 Crypt Incursions for 2, 1 black instant. Exile all creature cards from target player's library. You gain 3 life for each card exiled that way. For 2 of them, it's like 64 cents. Holy crap. Then we have 1 Ensnaring Bridge, 3 creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand. Can't attack. Well, it can't attack you, so. No, just says can't attack. Okay. Then 2 Cryptic Commands, which are 1 triple blue, choose 2, counter target spell, or return target permanent to its owner's hand, or tap all creatures your opponents control, or draw a card. Usually it's going to be like counter and bounce, or counter and tap, or counter and draw, something like that. And the last card we have is Leyline of Sanctity. So Leyline of Sanctity is 2 white, or free if it's in your opening hand before the game starts. You have hexproof. That's all it says. You have hexproof. So I guess we should go on to the what I think this deck could do good against. So let's go off the decks I think it won't even stand a chance against. Probably like I know Tron is a big thing. Infect, not even a chance. So Tron, Infect, there'll probably a list going up. I can't really think of anything else. Tron, Infect. Nothing I can really think of besides those 2. Maybe Burn. But then, if we get lucky, Leyline of Sanctity. Probably Dredge in game 1. Probably just a bunch of aggro decks. But besides that, nothing really. But the decks I think I could do good against is like Jund, Control, Mid-Range. Besides those, again, I'm not really familiar with the modern meta. I've pretty much been playing Commander. But I think that's all I really can think of. So this video will probably be posted a bit later. I still got to do a few things. I'm still doing voiceovers and all that. So expect it probably late Friday or early Monday, maybe Saturday, after I'm done doing all this. But until then, I hope all of you liked the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. If there's a deck you want me to do, just let me know down in the description. Until then, peace.